There's been a lot of bad news and rumors circulating around Disney's upcoming live action remake of Snow White starring Rachel Zegler. Pretty much from the get-go, there was a lot of talk about what the potential story will be, and people didn't seem to like it. But then Disney released their first trailer, and I will admit it did have more of the classic Snow White look to it, or at least it seemed to kind of follow that story a bit, but still a lot of people weren't happy with the trailer, and a lot of this could be laid at the feet of Rachel Zegler, since she just comes across as a very unlikable person, and I think that's a large contributor why this trailer has such a huge like to dislike ratio, actually having over 1 million dislikes on it. But I will give credit to Disney because at least they didn't turn off the comments, even though a lot of these comments aren't very kind to it. And then more recently, Rachel Zegler got headlines because she basically called out half the country, or said she hopes half the country never knows peace. And then she backpedals on this and issues some type of apology that a lot of people think, myself included, that it was something that Disney or some other PR firm decided to write for her and forced her to put it out, because it was not a good look, especially when she says like, well, if you don't support my politics, don't watch my movie. I mean, she didn't say that exactly, but she made statements kind of alluding to that, which isn't a good look. And now we got this latest story coming out about the upcoming Snow White, because apparently there is a new trailer for it that was released. A lot of people were saying she was shown before Wicked. And this new trailer is not a good look. And in fact, it kind of confirms some of the worst rumors that we heard about upcoming Snow White that we heard all the way back last summer. I'm talking summer of 2023. 48 hours ago, noted scooper and That Park Place publisher, WDW Pro, announced the new scoop that Disney was attempting to limit damage to their upcoming Snow White movie. To do so, he announced the company was considering releasing the main Snow White trailer before Wicked and or Moana 2, but not release a YouTube trailer video simultaneously. This would be to prevent a downvote brigade that could drive a new negative narrative about the movie. After having watched the trailer, it's rather obvious why they might try to do so. Like I pointed out, the first trailer got heavily ratioed, so maybe they're hoping that this won't happen with it. I think it's kind of funny that they would be releasing this trailer that confirms some of the worst rumors about the movie, but still not be willing to release it to the general public. I think the idea here is that they're hoping that the Wicked fan base, the women who are going to go see that movie, are going to be the same types who will go and watch Snow White. So maybe they're thinking we don't need to show this trailer to general audiences. We just need to show it to this group right here, and maybe that'll be a sizable enough portion of the audience where that could actually drive them to success. I guess that's the mindset, or maybe they're just not going to release it right away on YouTube because they're just kind of worried about, with all the negative press surrounding the movie because of Rachel Zegler in recent weeks, that maybe they're going to give it some time before it actually shows it on YouTube. Or maybe they just have some type of agreement with the studio behind Wicked where they'll show it at their movie first for a period of time before they publish it on YouTube. We don't know, but I got the trailer pulled up. They have a link to it on a Facebook post, or not Facebook, X post that shows the full trailer. I'm not going to play the whole thing, but I'm just going to point out some moments from it. So take a look at them here.
Take him away,
Your Majesty.
What did you say?
The people need some kindness.
You know, I really don't remember you being this opinionated.
Oh, yes, you can't have an opinionated woman. We'll get more on this in a little bit. Let's just kind of jump forward. So March 21st, she has to flee because the queen is evil. The mirror calls her the fairest of them all. Finds the seven dwarfs house. Where is that?
You'll be safe from the queen here.
Oh yeah, this I think what I was.
The Queen stole everything from all of us.
We're gonna need your help.
It's time to restore our kingdom.
Restore the kingdom. The classic, they call it the classic story, but it's not following the story beats of the classic story.
find Snow White.
That's the girl yet meant to be.
Now we're here to take it back.
You were saying.
So the whole idea that she's leading a revolt against the evil queen. This is something that rumors were talking about for this movie. Like I said, all the way back in summer 2023, we have this from Bounding into Comics. Notice the published date, August 31st, 2023. The headline for this one, Rachel Zegler's Snow White rumored to be an independent liberal socialist that leads a revolution against the evil queen. So far from that trailer, it looked like that is what's going on right here. The scooper claims the people that save Snow White in this version are called the bandits. Jonathan, the male love interest, who isn't a prince, is also a bandit. The bandits are like Robin Hood. They steal from the queen to feed the poor. Snow White herself is an independent liberal socialist in this version, and with the bandits leads a revolution against the evil queen. We can see that some of this stuff obviously isn't the case. I think what happened when these early set photos was released, Disney panicked and they went back because we know afterwards there was quite extensive reshoots, and that's why I think the dwarfs probably look so bad, because that was probably the bandits, and they decided to go back and like, okay, let's make them dwarfs. Let's just do CGI versions of the dwarfs for this. But as far as the story beats, it sounds like that's pretty much the case right here, where Snow White is an independent, strong woman who need no man sort of thing. And then she's saved by the bandits or the dwarfs in this new version of it. And then she's going to lead a revolt against the evil queen. When this was coming out, these rumors, a lot of people were saying it sounds like a terrible idea, myself included. I made a video about it all the way back then. That's why I still remember this one. But it's not a good look for the movie to have it like that when it's deviating so heavily from the original source material. But I think even with the extensive reshoots, there's only so much that you can actually do to try to salvage something. So I think they're maintaining a lot of that key elements to it and just changing some other stuff that they needed to in order to, I don't know, maybe try to sell it a little bit more as a classical Snow White, at least to the general public. But according to this latest trailer, though, it's looking like it very much is still going to be that story that a lot of people weren't really happy with. A number of things stand out from the leaked trailer we have embedded from an X account. First, reports that Snow White would lead a revolution against the monarchy turn out to be absolutely true. While Disney puts classic story in the trailer, this is clearly not in any way how the original Snow White fairy tale nor Walt's version play out. The idea of Snow White leading a military effort against the evil queen with the dwarfs in tow is rather amazing. We're not sure it's amazing in a good way. Furthermore, Snow White appears to try to rescue the prince in the trailer, confirming again that the princess will be the hero, not the male figure. And that's kind of something that Rachel Zegler caught a lot of flack for at that D23 Expo, where she basically says she's not going to be saved by the prince. The famous video, she said he was a stalker, and that's kind of weird, and other things like that. This confirms a number of WDW Pros scoops, but the biggest, of course, is the damage control effort by Disney not releasing on YouTube. The trailer also features original music and shows the young girl playing Snow White. Pro has previously also said she will feature prominently, as Disney lost confidence in giving Rachel Zegler as much screen time. So I guess we'll have to wait and see what happens when this comes out. Like I said, I think Disney is hoping that the fan base for Wicked will also be the same fan base for Snow White, and it kind of makes sense considering both are more of the fantasy properties based off of classic stories that are catering more towards a female demographic. So maybe that will be enough to carry it, but I'm thinking a lot of people who like Wicked aren't necessarily going to be the same people who like Snow White, or I don't think it's necessarily going to carry over for that. I think there is going to be a portion of that audience who does watch this, but I don't think it's going to be significant enough considering how much money they spent on this movie. They need to have general audience support for it to be profitable. And I just can't see that happen, because by all accounts, it looks like people are not satisfied with what they've been seeing for this movie. And like I said at the start, Rachel Zegler has been pretty off-putting, and I don't know, it seems like she's making deliberate efforts in order to try to tank this movie. I don't think that's the case. I think she's just not a very smart person, very obviously young and immature. So she's been mouthing off in ways that have been destructive for the bottom line of this movie. But even if she wasn't like that, I can't see this story catching on because this isn't the classic story that everyone knows and loves. This is something wildly different. And while I can commend them for doing something like this, I said it recently in a video talking about How to Train Your Dragon. If you're going to do a live action remake, don't just do the exact same thing, but also you can't be so different where it doesn't feel like it's paying respect to the original. I think this is that where I said How to Train Your Dragon was too close to the original. I think this is deviating too much from the original. And as a result of that, I think this is probably going to fail. And this new trailer just pretty much solidifies my opinion on that one. But let me know what you think about all this in the comment section below. And also, if you haven't already, make sure you click that subscribe button if you want to stay up to date with the latest entertainment news. And don't forget to click that like button and share this video out there because it really helps out with the channel. Thank you.